Hello, I'm your superhero critic. Back in 2005, I was really excited for Fantastic Four coming to theaters. What we got pissed off the child in me and gave us a piece of shit that I literally have no words for. This movie wasn't even worth the $5 I spent to buy this movie to review it. So brace yourselves for Fantastic Four. Surprisingly, the movie does not start with narration, but instead with the two of our four heroes standing in front of a science building talking about how conceited Victor Von Doom is. We see Reed promoting his ideas for a space study to Victor.
Same old Reed, always stretching, reaching for the stars with the weight of the world on his back.
A foreshadowing joke that Mr. Fantastic is going to get stretching powers. Not funny. Susan Storm joins the argument/debate, and we get a little bit of tension, which shows the audience that the movie is set up after a bad breakup between Reed and Susan. Reed and Victor finally come to an agreement, and we see three of the heroes arguing within the elevator. They start discussing crew of the mission, where we meet our fourth hero, Johnny Storm. Ben is pissed off that Johnny is the pilot and not him, and our crews start getting ready for the launch in their custom suits.
Wow. Fantastic. Material made from self-regulating unstable molecules. I've been working on a formula for...
Dude, Jessica Alba's sexy body is right beside you, showing a lot of cleavage. And you're more concerned about the goddamn suit? Yo, homie! Who are you? I'm the YouTube gangsta. And I heard that you recorded a review of that Fantastic Four movie. Unfortunately. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to put my input on this movie. Go for it. Well, that fine-ass, sexy mama, Jessica Alba, is just popping out of her suit, and this gay-ass dude is just gonna neglect her? Man, you a douche. Couldn't have said it better myself. The mission goes just like anyone with a brain can expect to happen. Everything's all well and dandy, then bam, of course the mission goes bad as the space cloud engulfs the ship, and our characters, as the cloud comes in contact with each person, we see glimpses of what they'll eventually become. Main problem that I have with this movie is the fact that regarding Dr. Doom, two things. One, they include him in the spaceship that gives the Fantastic Four their powers. Never happens in the comics to my knowledge. Number two, they eventually give him powers through the cosmic storm based on electricity, and they turn his skin into metal, so he's basically a Colossus from X-Men. Never happens in the comics. Every time Dr. Doom has ever had power, it is based off of machine technology, sort of like Iron Man, or magic. He has never had powers. Man, why you gotta analyze everything? Why can't you just enjoy the movie? I'm sure there's a reason why they gave him powers. One, YouTube gangster, it is my job to analyze anything superhero related or comic book related. And 2, they took the lazy way out by not coming up with a backstory, which would have been more interesting than the shitty beginning that we got, and instead just, oh, we're going to include him and not have to worry about making anything else up. Pure laziness. Man, why can't you just relax a little? You don't have to be so pissed off. Just enjoy the movie. No. Fuck you. Fuck this shitty movie. And if you don't like it, there's the fucking door. Whatever then. I'm gone, Holmes. Good. And don't call me Holmes. Now, where was I? The next couple of scenes are honestly boring as hell. Reed checks in on Sue while she's still unconscious. Johnny flirts with a nurse. Ben and Reed argue over the incident, and Johnny goes snowboarding before his powers activate.
No, you're on fire!
Care to join me?
We are seeing that all of our characters are having a good time at the moment, and during a late night dinner, Sue and Reed's powers shows themselves for the first time, as Sue turns invisible and Reed's arm stretches, while at the same time Victor starts losing his hair and the lights flicker under his stress. We jump to Ben, whose powers are activating, and since they can't find a key to unlock Ben's door, Reed uses his powers to help.
That's gross.
What Johnny said. Our three heroes see that Ben has disappeared after leaving a broken bed and broken wall. Ben heads to his home and he tries to talk to his fiancée, who overreacts when Ben tries to explain what happened. The next day, Ben is sulking on top of the bridge as he tries to stop a suicide that ends up only getting worse, as the guy, of course, is afraid of Ben, which ends up causing a traffic accident. Insanity starts as accident after accident happens, as our four heroes use their powers to save a kid from an explosion, a fire truck from going over the bridge, a firefighter from plunging into the water, and the people, of course, celebrate the saviors except for Debbie, who breaks up with Ben Grimm. Reed promises Ben that he'll get him back to normal, and our heroes end up being splashed all over the news as the heroes explain what's going on. Victor's company ends up pulling the plug on everything.
It's too late, Victor.
Do you know how much money I've invested in this company?
This sounds very familiar to a movie that came out a couple years before.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Aha! Fox ripping Sony off completely years later. We head to the Baxter building where nothing really happens but the heroes complaining about everything. Johnny is the only one who thinks the situation is awesome. Victor visits to try to figure out more about what's going on, and temperatures get hot as Victor and Reed argue over the mission.
Like a fool.
Victor, if we could understand...
I don't want to understand it! This isn't one of your science projects. I just want to fix it. Fast.
You might want to check on your electricity bill.
Yo, Holmes, I don't think that's the electricity. I think that's Dr. Doom doing that shit.
No shit, you fucking idiot.
Fine, sheesh, you such an asshole.
I thought you were gone. See if I ever subscribe to your channel.
Next, we go through a montage of research as our heroes try to learn more about their powers. Reed and Sue get into an argument about how they broke up, and we jump to Victor, who has gone to a doctor to learn more about his condition. The doctor thinks he needs to alert the authorities, to which Victor responds in a dangerous way.
That's terrible news.
Reed tells everybody that his plan is to build a machine that could either save them or eventually make everything worse. Doom learns that it's him that's been creating the lights flickering, and he kills his ex-chairman in a garage parking lot. Johnny gets tired of being cooped up, so he heads to a motorbike rally and joins it.
Something new. You got it.
Come on!
Is he flying?
You, sir, are no Ghost Rider.
Torch gets on the news and starts naming everybody on the team. Ben and Johnny start to fight in the street over Johnny's hot-headedness, and Johnny just retorts that maybe they were given the powers for a reason. Ben goes out to a bar and he meets a blind artist named Alicia, who's the first person to show Ben some sort of hope. Victor hatches a plan where he convinces Ben that Reed cannot help him and that he's purposely taking his time to spend more time with Susan. Our heroes argue and eventually a fight breaks out between Reed and Ben. Johnny and Sue also get into an argument in the hallway.
You're just a fad to them, Johnny.
Let's try something new. You live your life, I'll live mine. Sound good?
Seems to me that Johnny is the only one in the movie that actually enjoys having these powers and his life changing. Everybody else wants to change their life. I understand Ben's point of view, but was their life really that awesome to not need something to make it unboring? Just random thoughts.
Reed chooses to volunteer himself to go through the test of the machine, and at first it works, but as we see, his body becomes a pool of rubber. Victor brings the thing to the machine and convinces him he has enough power to make the machine work. Victor reveals his plan before knocking Ben out. With Reed's unstable body, Victor eventually overpowers him. As Dr. Doom freezes Mr. Fantastic, he shoots a heat-seeking missile towards the Baxter building, and we finally hear Torch's famous line.
Oh no.
We gotta get out of here.
I got an idea.
Don't even think about it.
Never do.
What are you doing? Johnny, no!
As Torch tricks the missile into blowing up an oil rig, Invisible Woman goes after Reed, which doesn't end well for her until an unexpected guest makes a return.
It's time to end this.
No, Vic. It's clobbering time.
Like nobody saw the Thing recreating himself.
Doom and the Thing start beating on each other, and it eventually leads the fight into the street. As the two duke it out in the city, the other three join the fight.
Hello, Susan. You three are pathetic.
You miss me. Had a little relapse, huh? Welcome back.
This is gonna be fun.
You've got mail.
Here is the main problem I have with the movie. The climax happens way too fast. Mr. Fantastic tells the Human Torch to go supernova as Susan contains the explosion in a shield. Fantastic gives Doom a chemistry lesson of his own as he uses science to solidify Dr. Doom.
Is that the best you can do? A little heat?
Time for your lesson. Chem 101. What happens when you rapidly cool hot metal? Ben!
The city celebrates the win as we fade into an undetermined amount of time as we watch Reed propose to Sue, and the movie ends with a final joke on Ben's looks, with Johnny creating a giant 4 in the sky before jumping to the clear sequel that sucked.
So there you have it. Another piece of shit comic book movie brought to us by the good people of Fox. If you like movies, you may enjoy this. If you like comic books, you're probably not going to like this movie. Hopefully they could actually save this with the reboot, but I have high expectations.
Man, I still think you need to chillax and just calm down a little. It's not that big of a deal.
No, Fox just needs to shut the fuck up and bring to us an important and actual good Fantastic Four movie.
Man, no wonder why people hate you.
Fuck you. I do not like your opinion. Go away.
Whatever, Holmes. I'm gone.
Thank you. And stop calling me Holmes. Either way, I'm your superhero critic. I'll stay super as long as you stay awesome.